gaming doesn't have to be like this. Are those tears? You need a machine that can keep up with you. The new Omen X. All those hours of training are about to pay off. Don't rage quit. Get the Omen X. Dominate the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to qualifier number 5. This is, of course, the road to EGX, proudly sponsored by Omen, by HP, and Metabomb. Going to have our first game between Team Nexus and Team InZenity. The winners of this, of course, are going to be moving on to our semi-final spot, playing Adopted Penguins in the semi-finals. Map pool got decided a couple of minutes ago, which is going to be Kings Row, Legion Tower, and Volsky Industries. Of course, with me, I have Joe Show and 2 rounds. Gentlemen, let's get your thoughts and predictions for this first best of 3.
I'm going to say 3-1 to Nexus. No, I mean in the terms of Kings Row. In the terms of the best of 3, 2-0 to Nexus.
I'd like to see InZenity take a round, but I think it's going to be the 2-0 as well. But you know what? Just to annoy 2 rounds, let's go over 2-1 to Nexus.
You're going to go 2-1. So both the casters are going to be going for Nexus Gaming. So guys, get your thoughts in the chat. Get us social on EGX_esports on Twitter. Let us know who you think is going to win this game. But I think we're ready to get going. So guys, I'm going to hand it to you. So Joe Show and 2 rounds, take it away as we're going to Kings Row.
Yeah, about to go into Kings Row. I believe Team InZenity are on the attacking side, seeing as they start off on the red side of the in the lobby, with Nexus defending. So we should see hero picks coming up shortly for you guys. I think on the attacking side, you're going to see a either 2-2-2 or 3-2-1 setup from the side of InZenity, and possibly on the side of Nexus, we're going to see a comfortable 2-2-2 setup. What about you, Joe?
Makes sense to start off on the 2-2-2. At least they can start to get a feel for InZenity. Going to sort of push back with, if they do go with the 3-2-1 though, then well, I think actually they should be comfortable to take it. So depends really what team is going to pick up as well. I'd be interested to see how they're going to play this one out. But no, I'm comfortable 2-2-2 for them. Yeah,
it's with looking at the hero pools at the moment on the side of Nexus, they have gone 2-2-2 with Tesma Seema, I believe that's how we pronounce his name. Seema is playing on the Ana along with so we could see Nanoblade coming out with Takmi on the Genji, and Arathin on Diva there to swallow up any damage from the side of Team InZenity. So quite your standard comp coming from Nexus with regards to, tried and tested.
Yes. InZenity though, probably somewhat safe to go. They got the defense. I'll say Nom has just switched out from the Tourbillon, but they have got. It's still changing it up.
Yeah.
But they have got a double heal, so we're gonna see what they're gonna settle on in just a second. But it looks like they're gonna play some fairly standard 2-2 there as well. Let's see, we're gonna get this one underway at Mr. 2 rounds. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I was on board with Jamie there, and he's was there just to get a quick view of them at the gate and just harassing Husky, Husky's brain priority to get them off the back line.
Ouch. And so go 3 takedowns straight over. InZenity really struggling in this defense to start off with on the attack, I should say. And Nexus hold that first wave off pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think always the first push is always just a case of how aggressive the team is and get a feel of the team.
Yeah, what have they got to offer?
Yeah, see how comfortable they feel with countering it. I think it was a pretty well planned out defensive attack there from the side of Team Nexus.
Here we go, going to give it another push down. Toko does come to the back of it. Madman and Winston as well going to jump into the back and try and cause some harassment to those supports. But for the time being, Nexus holding firm.
What you'll tend to see from teams normally at this point, they'll like to let the team come onto the point, go back into this little alcove where you see Seema and Jamie are at, and it'll be a case of they fall all the way back there, get ready to push back and go aggressive back onto them.
That's using the Transcendence back there as well. Is he going to be holding to the point? No. Pretty comfortable there. Fourth tango there. Vandervoort does go down. Does leave 2 there. Now going to be able to force InZenity back off the point once more. Fly on the solid retreat there, but they're pushing him pretty hard.
Yeah, that was a brilliant stagger from the side of Nexus. We're just making sure Fly is the last person to die. It means you're majorly delaying the enemy team from making any form of push on the point, because at this point you need to take it as a 6. And we see, you know, Tak killing off Nom being the brittle glass cannon Tracer is, but Seema is doing an absolutely brilliant job on Anna at the moment. He's just not giving people the space to get healed. Next, Rouge Hong on the sleep dots as well. I've seen him with some beautiful sleeps as well.
That one was really nice.
Yeah, and the point is he nanoed Winston, because a Winston that's actually nanoed is quite bulky, and that was a beautiful shot by Tucker as well.
So take on Seema, then they're in trouble now. Once again, they do manage to find the first takedown. Soundbarrier's going to go out, and with the Dragon Blade as well. Soundbarrier's going to keep him safe just for the time being, though. Primal Rage as well coming to play. Toko is going to fall. Fly taking a lot of damage, and dropping the trace of the glass cannon, as you like to say, 2 rounds. And here's another self-destruct.
Didn't pick up anyone there. It's just more of a CC ultimate in regards to that, and like trying to buy your team time or forcing someone into an uncomfortable position, which may be able to be taken back by the defending team and get a cheeky kill. I mean, if you get more than 1 kill normally from D.Va ultimate, it's a major advantage to D.Va, obviously, but it's a case of Nexus there just knowing when to disengage and then take the point back. I mean, at the moment there's no percentage on the board for Team InZenity, so they've 40 seconds left. You've got 1 push and 1 ultimate to go.
Yeah, and Next did a pretty good job on staggering out the takedowns in that last one, so they're really pushing the time as much as they can. Seema does go down again, though, thanks to Tom, and Toko also pushing and taking and dropping the Tracer. That's 3 down now. Yes, this could be InZenity's opening that they need. Tranquility is going to come up. Transcendence doing work. Whether they can hold on. Arafin taking that does lose the mech as well. A lot of takedowns there. In fact, this could be InZenity's big break.
Yeah, and it's like it's good to see InZenity, like I said, did have that 1 push to go in off, and they're making the best of it. They swapped up Huskies now on the Reaper to take care of Winston. He is a very good counter to Winston these days, especially with the essentially lifesteal passive ability he has. I mean, they are making the push in overtime. It is unfortunate at the moment that I believe it was Toko used the Transcendence, possibly just to like try and get as much percentage as they could and cap the point. And you just see that Tak was able to take quite a big advantage of that, and go into a safe nano blade.
That's what you need at the moment, and they've actually managed to do a very good job getting back onto the point. Both teams scrapping away in overtime. But it does look like Nexus is still just hold on for the time being. And then Vex's going to come back out again. Taffy does manage to take down Mab on the Winston, and still managing to hold on to that overtime just for the time being. I don't want to need some of the ultimates are starting to come through now. See if Taffy can make a bit of a difference on this one.
Yeah, and the more the time you stick in overtime, the quicker that counter's going to clock that wind down. So it's literally Nom is trying his best to stay on, and you see how quickly that just went down in overtime as soon as Nom stepped off the point. And like I says, Seema playing a beautiful line, probably one of the best standards that I've seen in a long time, and in this competition anyway. His sleeps are on point. He knew how to handle himself when being harassed by a Tracer. He didn't really his team didn't actually allow the Tracer to get much harassment. I think there was a thing with Tracer is, even though her ultimate is quite a way what we call a throwaway ultimate, in the point where she can charge it quite quickly as quick as she throws it away. The fact that I believe it was Nom who was playing Tracer wasn't able to get any sticks throughout that game. I think he may have gotten 1 pick on Seema once, but like I says, his main target should either be the D.Va or the Anna. With regards to when playing on the Tracer, especially to attack that first point. They did able to get to 90.4% though. Couldn't quite get that extra 2.5 minutes after capping the point due to a good comeback from the side of Nexus. But it's a case of, you know, they are, by looks of InZenity, going for the huge Mercy res with, you know, the D.Va to soak up all the damage. But I see a Sombra coming out on the side of Nexus, and that would be quite exciting to see. Sombra can just completely shut down a Genji and a D.Va.
Yeah, it's going to cause them some big problems. Girams, in your eternal knowledge, what do InZenity need to be doing here if they're going to be holding on against the might of Nexus right now?
With regards to this, I think your healers absolutely just need to bodyguard those healers. In regards to that, Mercy needs to stay alive, Lucio needs to stay alive. D.Va is probably in this role going to be taking a bit more of a back seat and not be as much as a harasser as which she is going to be. I think they're going to leave that up to Husky, and D.Va needs to be there, like being essentially the bodyguarding the Vanda and Toko.
See if Seaman can get that initial pick off. Not quite seeing anything there. Off they go.
Yeah, what you'll tend to see is at the moment we believe we've got Andrew Bayern on the Genji, and he's going to be there. He's going to be looking for Mercy, and he's going to be looking to finish off Lucio quite shortly after, or he's going to be relaying back to his team where they are so that they know who to take out first.
Yeah, Mammoth's shield does get melted pretty quickly. Does force InZenity onto the back foot pretty early in this. The contest already starts to happen onto the point. Let's see if InZenity can hold on to this for the time being, though. But you're right, though. Xian Robin is going for those supports, trying to cause a lot of problems to the back of play. Nice charge there, though. Not quite catching there.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think she was literally probably a meter off, but that was a good tempo res from Toko. He got that rather quickly, and like I says, healers do need to stay alive, and we see Vanderdoff and Toko falling quite low. I mean, at this point, Toko's res would have been really helpful to help sustain it. Now they're just switching to quick heroes. Yeah, you're just switching to a quick hero just to try and get yourself back onto the point before that 90.4% is up.
And Nom there trying to get them back to the point. Contest just for the time being. Let's see how long they can hold on for there. But the might of the Nexus seems to be holding too much, and that's going to be a fairly comfortable capture there.
Yeah, possibly a very early res from Toko. I was impressed that he was able to get it that quickly, but maybe when you've got to kind of, right? Yeah, it was the one-man res. He was probably going for the tempo, get D.Va back in the mech, go from that point onwards and win. But I think the point when you saw Madmate die, Fly was dead, Nom was dead. If you would possibly just res them when you was 3-man down instead of 1. It could have played out completely different, especially as seeing as I believe Madman would have come back, I think, with a full shield as well. So it's essentially like resetting a 2000 HP bar.
Yeah, very true. Get that back into play quickly. So there is logic behind it, but I think you're right. Just a little too soon.
Yeah, just a little too soon. Just possibly thinking of the foresight of looking at the kill, looking at kill feed and going, what's happened? What res has been used? What abilities are down? That's what you need to be looking at. Like Mercy still is viable. She's like by any means she's not a bad hero. She heals like 60 health per second. Yeah, and so it's quite a powerful ability that her Kanduk staff has. And Zen is very good on the attacking side because his Discord, especially if he discords a Tracer and is able to one-shot a Tracer from his charged shots as well. Zen taking out a Tracer is quite powerful and a better trade for your team, especially seeing as that can charge your Transcendence up incredibly quickly. And Zen's Transcendence is very good at denying long-term damage. So Genji's Dragon Blade, or you're looking at I'm just trying to think of all the heroes, like a Pharah as well. Although D.Va can negate a Pharah, he's not very good at negating burst damage from Lucio, Doomfist, even though we're not seeing Doomfist in this one, but Lucio, Doomfist, I believe McCree, those style of bursty heroes, it's just a case of he can't do those. That's when your Lucio comes in instead.
Yeah, that's when the Lucio starts to come into play, especially above the Mercy. I find they go hand in hand quite well, but at this point in time, Lucio over a Mercy any day at this point.
Yeah, it's like Lucio, with regards to how his change came in and affected him, he couldn't really stay at the back and get everyone. He has to start of, like, in the dive comp, he has to go with the dive now and essentially works his way from that.
Indeed. But just to introduce you guys, since this is second map here, Li Jiangtao, best of 3 here. The round 1, of course, going to Nexus Gaming. It'd be interesting, though, control point map, to see whether or not it's going to change up the play style anymore. Looking at the lineups, everything's looking fairly similar. I'm liking the look of that Pharah pickup, though.
the Farah, they're both going pharmacy, and
Yeah.
again, you're seeing both of them picking up Zarya. I mean, on the side of, I believe, Nexus, you've got Farah and Genji, whose ultimates combo quite well with Zarya as well. And you see Seema picking up the Zarya as well.
Yeah. See how they're going to push this one up, and as both teams do meet in the center of the map there, we are going to see the first takedown there. Madman taken there by Microp on the Lucio there, so very solid start there. But we are going to see InZenity tanking a lot of damage. They do lose 2. Jamie for Nexus is going to fall as well. As it stands, InZenity not quite holding up as well as they'd like to be against Nexus Gaming in this critical round here.
Yeah, and like, so you see Tak just harassing Mercy. He was so much that she came off the Farah, and he was able to pick up the kill on Husky.
Yeah.
And we see Tak already at 83%, 84%, and Husky only at 32, means he's getting quite a lot of either splash damage or direct hit rocket damage as Farah. And you see Tesma being quite slow charged on the only at 40%. So Farah could probably get an ult off.
The barrage. Nice takedown.
Picked up a kill, but you know, is quite vulnerable in that situation.
Yeah, didn't quite have the full backup of the team there. Just following the reset as well, that InZenity were forced on them. They're not quite able to hold on to that Nexus, really playing aggressive now. They've got the point, and now they're just going to play the game of keeping InZenity in their spawn. Controlling those choke points, you've got the bridge, or they can go off to the left, but at the moment they've got pretty good vision. They know what's going on, so they are going to force another reset here for InZenity, and they're going to group up again.
Yeah, and you see, like, they've got InZenity pinned, and Tracer already went down to, I think, a 3rd health as well when she tried to take the point. Lucio on 1, and it's not looking too good for InZenity at the moment.
Both healers down. And Mam's going to pull us out of the map, and actually, InZenity, not quite what they wanted from that engagement whatsoever.
Probably not. Like you see, it's just they're keeping them pinned down in this practically at spawn. I mean, you do see Toko with his ultimate ability ready, and it could be a case of he's just going to say, you know, just go in, push point, or die. I'll res, and force out as many ultimates you can from Nexus as possible.
Well, they're going to need to do it as soon as 85%. They are on the point. They are starting contest now. Here comes the Graviton as well. Shields on top of it. We are going to see a couple of. You're going to see the double res come through, possibly a triple. We're going to wait for that. There's the double. Num fly back into it as well. My group will fall though. But the Husky of the barrage does sort that out as well. And Toko's going to fall there. And we are into the overtime. Nexus Gaming still holding strong.
Yeah, Andrew Bryan was just harassing Toko after the res, so not like Toko looked like they had nowhere to go, and they was able to pick up a quick kill onto Toko, denying just that healing from the side of InZenity. I mean, I think the tower is one of the hardest ones because all teams have to meet in the center, but this is the one where it's easier to pin someone in spawn, in my opinion, because they've just got really only one way that they can enter. You didn't see anyone going through the huts on the left hand side. They
steer completely clear of that side of it, but I suppose the choke points are a lot harder on that side, so tactically it doesn't make sense to go that way. Don't know if you agree with that.
I mean, in a sense, you would have swapped off Husky off the Farah and gone on to probably the Genji, which is operating now, and the fact that Farah clearly wasn't working for them. You should just, in my opinion, you should have just gone Zen and Lucio and swapped off the Farah Mercy, or gone Soldier instead, just so that you can counter the Farah in some way.
Oh yeah, so both teams been there. Mike Group does take down Vandervoff. Lucio versus Lucio there. Both teams scrapping it out as the control point does become unlocked. Num does manage to take down. Also getting taken as well by Andrew Robin, and Seema taking out Fly.
Yeah, quick and clean from the side of Nexus. Andrew picking up quite a few kills in that last thing. Probably, I think he clocked about 3 or 4 in regards to that. And you see Tak going over onto the jump rat just to spam the choke points, because jump rat can do quite a lot of damage. Shield heroes like Winston, sorry, not a diva. Shield heroes like Winston and Reinhardt just do not fare well against Jump Rat.
So he does start to melt the shields, especially when they're holding onto these choke points as well. So it's a nice pickup. We are going to see InZenity start to push through, start to force them back, but they are suffering a couple of casualties already as Fly does go down there. And you can see the corner side of the map that Husky does go for the reset as well. So
yeah, and now you see like ultimate advantage going in clear favour of well, you've got Husky coming up with Dragon Blade, you've got Toko coming up with who has EMP, who can shut down Tracer. So possibly Andrew will be looking for Toko to try and shut it, get that pulse bomb off, just kill off the Sombra as quickly as possible. At the moment you have and Sombra can shut down on Zen, and they can make it quite a quick point. But it picked up a Zarya, and I think it picked up Jamie on the Winston as well.
Yeah, they definitely changed that around.
Yeah, with regards to the EMP, it didn't, like, you had Jamie that was really low, Zarya who had no shields to use, so she was high charge, but your focus should have been on the Zarya. You didn't get any value from the EMP.
What did you think that EMP did? I felt like it was a bit too soon, like the full team wasn't there. Graviton is going to go down, we'll catch that in a second. Jamie going absolutely mad there on the Winston. Just finally managed to find a kill. Madmare as well, he will go down as we go into the final few moments of this round here. InZenity desperately trying to rush onto the point by that time. Pulse bomb.
Yeah, Pulse bomb that got stuck onto the pillar in the middle, but it's... At the moment, there's, like it says, the EMP possibly too soon. Maybe if she had got sucked into the Graviton and they all started forcing their way in, and then use it a bit defensively, would have been quite a unique way of using it.
Yeah.
But you see Tack picking up two with his Riptire, and Husky's only been able to get one out of his Dragon Blade. I mean, at the moment, you do see the fact that InZenity are able to draw into overtime, they're just not able to close out the games. Yeah,
like we've seen them... especially in Kings Row before, like they are capable of taking down Nexus. Like they had a really good breakthrough right at the end of that round. They did manage to nearly get the point, but Nexus is holding on way too strong there as we go into the third round here. I don't know what InZenity can do at this point. They Nexus are holding up so strong, and then they're playing it pretty simple as well. They're playing it carefully. The picks aren't too outrageous. Toko is going to pick up Zenyatta, and they've got Bandavoff still. So you've got a double heal. It's fairly standard, 2-2.
I mean, we've seen Tac be quite effective on the side of Nexus. I think at the moment, it's just a case of they just need to focus targets. Possibly just go for your big targets first and work your way from the front line all the way through to the back instead of going back to front for the side of InZenity. If it's not, your normal dive isn't working, then go for the big guy, because at the moment you just saw Madmade join in and then very slowly followed up by Diva. I mean, it was I saw that from the side of Andrew, so it makes it quite an easy job to get Madmade down to practically no HP really quickly.
Yeah, and I suppose that is the problem, is that it's all about the target prioritization, and importantly for Nexus as well, really controlling the tempo of this fight as well. Like, it just feels like Nexus are always in control, like they know what to expect, and especially, I suppose, if you have got Seema at the helm, like you've got a lot of experience there to make those calls.
Yeah, and well, the thing is the fact that it's Nexus are always in control is the fact that you see Madmade jump in, gets down to half HP, looks like he may panic a bit and jump back out and come back, but he just needs to constantly harass. If you, like it says, if you're struggling to harass them, you need to start working a different comp or trying something else, or something unique.
Yeah, but that does do what he needs to do there. Oh, nearly taking down Lucio, but the sound barrier does go out just in time there, buying some precious few seconds here for InZenity. Mammoth still trying to hold on, has got Primal Rage, didn't get the Primal Rage out in time, and that's going to be a self-kill there for Takmi as well, as the barrage does go out, does manage to take out the Diva.
Yeah, I mean, you saw a good pickup there from Husky, took out Tac, and then the team was able to move in, just took out a massive burst damage DPS at the end of the day, and you've got, you know, work on that. You're at a massive advantage at that point. Then start probably focusing on the squishies. I think at the moment it's just the target prioritization for Team InZenity seem a little messed around with. That's probably because Nexus aren't allowing them to either get close to finishing off the targets or closing on the targets.
I guess they got time for maybe one more push here as they do start to collide. Mabit does manage to focus down over from the Mercy there. taking down one of the healers, and we're going to see a lifelike exchange there for Barrows on both sides of the fight, and the Primal Rage is going to come out there, taking down Jamie, taking down Toko fairly comfortably, as we do see a contest on the last point on the final 10% here. Graviton's going to come out as well. A lot of damage there. Vanderpod falls, as does Numb. Thanks, and many courtesies from Seema there, but Madmen still managing to hold on there and buy that time onto that point, and that's going to be overtime, my friend.
Yeah, and like they've now got to try and do the reverse sweep. So in just during this like short time, it's probably a case of we seem to have a bit of a DC on the side of InZenity, so from Madmen. So maybe they were experiencing some technical issues at that point. But at this point, that was one play of the game.
Yeah.
At that point, if Toko had been caught into that, everyone was closing in. So EMP, you've completely negated all abilities, all damage, all shields.
Maybe that at that point, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like it was like a really good time to use it as a defensive ult instead of as initiation to offensive. An offensive ult.
Yeah, I believe so. I agree. Well, there we go. Game 2 going to Nexus Gaming, 2 rounds. I feel bad for InZenity. There was GGs at the end though. They were good sports. Yeah, and like I says here, in regards to how it went for InZenity, it's quite unfortunate. Like I says, they've I thought in regards to the best, how Li Jiang went, it was best of 5, or not the best of 2, or best of 3 even. Yeah.
In regards to that, but yeah, like I says, we saw people who we thought were going to go through. InZenity, like I says, keep practicing, keep competing, try and get into that high level play. If people start like Nexus are pushing you back, it's probably good learning experience for the side of InZenity still, because you don't lose any, you don't learn anything when you win. At the end of the day, you only learn from your losses and reviewing the VODs when you've lost to see what was going wrong. Maybe it was your communication, maybe people got tilted. And if you get into that tilted mindset, you need to find how you can get yourself out of it.